A very good evening, students. So today is the last day for Code India Code for your grade, that is grade 6 to 12 students. And today at the end of the session, I'll give you an assessment form which you have to fill it and submit it. Then you will receive your certificate of Code India Code. So make sure you are there throughout the session, and all the details also will be given in the end. I hope you enjoyed the session. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes for more participants to come in and then we'll start.
Good evening, everyone. Students, I just wanted to know before I begin, how many of you have done Python before? Can you tell me in the chat window? Okay, not a problem. If you have done at the basic level or if you have not done at all, I will take you through it slowly. Okay. So Pranjali says she has done, others says they have not done. See, so we had discussed that other day that coding is possible in two ways. Either you can do code block coding, which is very much possible using Tinker. So you have done Tinker, you had done Make Code, you had done Scratch, even we did MIT App Inventor. So there are certain platforms that allows you to do code block coding, right? So you have ready-made code blocks. I'm showing you one more also. So you have various platforms where you need not to learn anything and you can just code by dragging drop the blocks. So you have this called mblocks. So if you go to mblock, this is again a platform like Scratch or MIT where you can make the code just by dragging drop the blocks, right? So you have these blocks in ready-made code material. You can start your journey by coding with blocks or coding with Python. But there are some languages, at some point of time you can just code using scripting languages. Say for example, if you do not have the privilege to, I'll just translate the language to English because my language is being set by mistake as a local language. Okay. So MI2 MLink 2 is both graphical and Python editors are supported. It's here. So it says we can use a new technical solution. We can unload and I can go to download to install this. I'm giving you the link in the chat window. Please stop annotating on the screen. So here is the link. Make sure if you are Windows user, then you click on Windows. If you are Mac user, you click on Mac. So I'm giving the link in the chat window. Merge cube, I had explained yesterday. If you want me to explain once again, and you have made yours, we will work towards it in the last 15 minutes, right? Okay, so this is where you can download the M block. This is the link to the file, like I am also downloading in front of you on my PC. Okay, Prajit has done the merge cube assignment. Okay, that's great. I'll give you the link where you can share with me your assignments. Yes, it does. It should support. You can look for the MBlock app on the phone. I think there is a mobile app also. So I have just now downloaded. I'll go to the download folder and check for this. Meanwhile, those who are trying, you can also install. But if you are on a mobile and if there is no mobile app for it, you can always use the web app, right? I say, for example, we were here on the M block and you can use the online web app to start doing coding. For example, you have some tutorials. So if you go here, you can directly start working on the web app. No need to download the offline app. That you can always do on the mobiles, on the mobiles also, right? Okay, so I'm just checking for me, is it downloaded? It is still downloading. You also have an AI extension for make block also, like you have for Scratch, and you can actually use the AI extension and data chart blocks to identify the humidity of indoor plants in this project. And when there is change in the humidity of the plants is received, the change in the humidity of the entire plant is recorded in the chart. So let me just check some more time and it will be installed. The name of the tool is make block, and you can, and in short form, it is known as M block. Okay. Now you have this editor. Now you have this editor. Now, for example, I say that MBlock based editor and Python based editor. If I want to create using Python, I would go to this one. If I want to create using MBlock, I'll go to this one. Let us first go to block based editor. Mobile app is here. You can scan the QR code and you notice that. So I'll just show you from the previous screen also. There was a scan QR code to scan for mobile app also. So this is your block. Now suppose you have this audio LED display. So for example, you want some LEDs to be displayed. So you can display multicolor LEDs. When to display, you have it in this when CyberPi starts up. So for example, you want to display the LEDs. So we have done this, or if you have one green flag clicked, Then if you want to display the LED, so you can put it here and then check the outcome. And let me just show you once. And we need LEDs also to be put up. I'll set the percentage of LED brightness. Set brightness to, let me just take 100%. And this is CyberPi. I would just do it with CyberPi also and see the output. If it is coming with this one, somehow it's not displaying here. Okay. Yes, Persh, you can type in the chat window. I'll just have a look better. I'm just trying to see why this is not running. I'll just save it once. Yes, I'm sharing the link once again. The link to download first is here. And after downloading, you just install it. So I think my system is low on resources. That's the message is coming. And also it's not running on Edge browser. So let me run it on Chrome browser and see. So I'll just run on Chrome browser. That's the message I'm getting, that this browser is not supporting. And I'll close it over there on this window. So it's recommended that you don't run it on Chrome Edge browser. And I will come back to this one. Okay, so here it's loading. Now this block-based interface looks similar to what we have learned in the previous days in MakeCode and all. Now, for example, you have this sprite, and this sprite is called as CyberPi. So you want when the program starts. So first of all, like we want that when the flag is clicked, then we want the backdrop to be changed so we can work on display. Please don't disturb by requesting the slow. So at that time, we want the background to be changed. So we go to backdrop, and here we have switch backdrop to, and we can decide which backdrop we would like when the program starts. So when flag is clicked, we want to switch the backdrop to backdrop 1. Or if you want every time a new backdrop, you can say random backdrops. Right. So this is just we have done. So you can, like you were doing in Scratch, you can test it over here. I am just seeing why this is not showing on my screen. Some problem with my system. Let me just give me 1 minute to refresh it and show you the outcome. So just give me 1 minute. I am resharing the screen. It's giving some glitch. Just 1 minute. students watch now. My screen was giving little glitch. I have fixed it now. Please see. So for example, I want when it is clicked, the backdrop to be changed. So like Scratch, you have it in the events when it is clicked. Now what you can do is, now you would say, so you would drag it here in the events when it is clicked, then switch to bedroom 3 I have selected. Now whatsoever is the number of costume you want for backdrop, you can bring them from here. So suppose we want this bus station one, so we have said okay. Now suppose we want another, so you can add any number of backdrops here, and then you can use them, change them whenever you need. So for example, we have added 3 4, and we want whenever it is changed, we want it to change randomly, pick up any. So we have said random backdrop. Now if you run it, you would see it would every time pick up a new one, because we have done random, right? So you have to add here the costumes, you can bring them. Similarly, if you want to play some sounds, so you have these sounds here, you can record. So these are ready-made sound, but if you want to make your own sounds, you can record the way you do it in Scratch. You can add new sounds. So for example, this is sound and you wanted to add one more sound. So these are many sounds here. For my sounds, you can record. So now suppose you have taken this sound in your gallery. So I have added 1 or 2 sounds. Now if these 2 sounds I have taken. Now if I wish to, have any sound added, I can use that as well. So this is how you can work on any kind of block. Now suppose you want when the CyberPy starts up. So who is CyberPy? This is Sprite, right? So when the CyberPy starts up, you want to play the sound. So you go to audio and then you can say play. And then you can choose here any sound that you want. So suppose you want laugh, right? So you can increase its speed also. And so when it will start up, then you can have it here. So other than the normal thing, you have here some blocks related to LAN, network connections, you have it related to AI, you have it related to Internet of Things, you have it related to events. So in that sense, this particular in that sense, it is much more advanced than your other blocks that we have previously done. Now, for example, if you wanted to display LED, so you could display the LED also. You can say play LED animation. So you can bring in multiple animations here. Now this is on when this CyberPy startup. So this is your sprite. So you have to show your sprite. This is being shown here. You can add its costume. This is costume 1 and 2. Now there is a button at the bottom where you can set sounds for the costume. You can change the background. We have one sprite here. If you want, you can add more sprites by clicking the plus button. So suppose you want 2 sprites, so you can go to animals or any category. Suppose you want people, you can go to people also. Let's say this is your second sprite. Say okay. So you would have multiple sprites. You can work on multiple sprites also. This is panda. This is athlete, my second sprite. When I come to this option, and suppose I have now selected my second sprite. So I'm on my second sprite, let's say, and I want that when the program starts, my second sprite should move. So I go to events and say when it starts, then this sprite has to move. So I want it to move 10 step, take turn, and again then move 10 steps, and then maybe glide to a new location. So I can say that glide to mouse pointer. And then I can check to see it is pointing. So I can run it and make it, play again. So backdrop is changing and it is running. So both the tasks are happening simultaneously. So this is how you can program in this. Now I'm going to come back to another interesting part of it. As I was telling you that this M-Link allows us to do coding either in block-based or in Python editor. So if you know little bit of Python, You can open the Python editor here itself. Let me change the page to English. So those of you who know Python, you can come here and let me just change. So there are some instructions which one can read, and then you can click on run to check the output. So this is done. We have here, I would change it in English. So there is a game that is being coded here in Python. You can run it. I have not downloaded the Python developer kit, so it's downloading in the backend. Once it's done, then we will see that we can run Python codes also easily using mblock. So let it complete and we will check the execution of this. The extension of Python files is .py, as you can see on the screen. So this is a ready-made game, hello make block.py from the tutorials. I would run this and then I will make a sample one for you to understand. Okay. Let me just check if there are any queries. No. So you have to, beta, if you want to work on the online compiler, you can work, as I have given the link already. If you want to download, I have given the download link also. Now, if you want to run this program, okay. There was some trouble with the installation. Let it happen quickly once again. So it gets stuck after 92%. Okay, by the time it's happening, let me show you some basics of Python using the Python editor, which I have already downloaded on my compile system. So see students, we will, those of you who are new to Python work in two modes. One is called interactive mode and another one is called as your script mode. So if you want to write one command at a time, for example, if I want to write print hello, if I want to write one command at a time, I can just type one command and see its output. So print is a first basic function of Python. Like I have written here print hello in double quotes. I can also write text messages in single quotes. So I can even write like this. And I can even write like this. So for example, if I put here triple single quotes and I write hello and I put again triple single quotes, so it would print it like this. So all the ways are acceptable to print a string. Now the next basic command is input. So for example, you want to say print, enter your name. Now we want user to provide us the name. Now, how do we accept the name? So we give another command. We say name is equals to input. So input is another function to take input. It is asking me to input the name. I can give my name. But here it's not giving me a feel of a full program. I am typing one command, seeing the output, typing one command, seeing the output. What if I want to run my entire program as a full-fledged program where I would type it as, so for example, I want to type it as this one. So let's say I want to write it like this in a so I wish to write in the scripting mode, then I can write file, new file, and I can write here my complete program. So for example, I can say print hello, and I say then print welcome to Python, and then I say print enter your name, and then I want user to give its name. So for example, I say name is equals to input, and then if I want user to enter his age, so I could say print enter your age, and then I again say age is equals to input. Now there is a flaw here. If I want to take age, and age is a numeric entity, but if I use input function, it takes Python by default takes every input as a string. Now if I wish to convert this input from string to integer, I need to do conversion using int function. So I have to use int function outside input. Now let's say this is a small program that I have written and I wish to run it. So first of all, I'm saving it. So I would say save as, and I will name it as, let's say, program 1. Now I can hit the run button. So when I hit the run button, it will compile it. Now it gives me a proper feel of a program. Hello, welcome to Python, enter your name. Now suppose I'm entering my name, and then it would ask me enter your age. So I would enter my age. Right now my program completes. So this kind of mode is called scripting mode. So I'm writing in scripting mode. I'm writing my complete script together and then running. However, this was my interactive mode. I'll type one command, see its output, type one command, see its output. So that mode is called interactive mode. So this is how you work in Python in two modes. I'm going to tell you some quick programs, what you can do in Python. Let's say you want to make a take two numbers as input and swap their values, right? So for example, you are asking here, print, give me two numbers, and I will swap it. Means you would exchange their values. Then you are saying print enter number 1. So you are asking the user to give number 1, and you are saying that n1 is equals to int input. So you are taking the number as input, the first number. Then you are saying print enter number 2. So you wish to take the second number, and then you say n2 is equals to int input. So you have your first number as well as your second number with you, right? So you take your second number as input. So you have got your first name, you have got your second number. Now you want to swap their value. So you say that print your original numbers are, so you print it by saying n1 comma n2. And if you wish to give space between n1 and n2, so you can add a space manually, otherwise it won't show up the space. So you can say n1 comma n2, and you can press enter. Let me just run this much, then I'll show you the logic for swapping. So I've saved this. So it's asking my name, then it's asking age, then it's asking give me two numbers. So suppose I say 12 and 34. So it says your original numbers are 12 and 34. Now I wish to swap these numbers, right? So what I'm going to do, so beta, if you don't know Abhay, I'm just showing it on my screen. Test is there. You will get in last 10 minutes the assessment link. So don't worry about that. Now I want to show the swap the number. So the logic for swapping is as easy as you write n1 colon n2, n1 comma n2 is equals to n2 comma n1, right? So if you write n1 comma n2 is equals to, I'll just increase the font size also so that you can see it properly. I'll run it once again. Now it says that welcome to Python, enter your name, enter your age. first number, let's say I'm giving 10, I'm giving the second number as 20. It says your original numbers are 10 and 20. So I have swapped the numbers, but I think I did not print them after swapping. So I must print them also after swapping. So I would say that print the swapped numbers are. Now I need to print the swapped numbers. I've written the command for swapping. So this is the command for swapping. I'm putting a comment entry. This is how you swap two numbers. You swap two numbers, right? So here I'm writing your original numbers are, and then I'm writing your swapped numbers are, and then you run it, right? So you just say, okay. So enter your name. So you enter your name as Sam, enter your age, then give me first number, let's say 15, your second number, let's say 25. So your original numbers are 15, 25, and your swapped numbers are 25, 15, right? This is how the logic of swapping the numbers is working. Bacha, I'm explaining it very slowly. If you concentrate on more on the code rather than the assessment, don't worry about the assessment. I'm explaining it in a very simple language once again. Pragya, you can put the doubt in the chat window. So I'm repeating it once again. So I was saying you that Python is a scripting language. It means you don't have code blocks here. So since you do not have code blocks here, you have to type everything. So how would you type everything? You would have to download the Python ideally. Otherwise, you have the Python online compiler. So you can even use the Python online compiler. So for example, now it's installed on my computer, Pygame compiler. I was showing you these are online compilers. So you can run the code and you can see the output here in the screen. It says hello from, so this is a game that they have made, M-Block game. So the code for this is already being provided. You can run and see the output. So this I'm giving you in the chat window, this link. If you do not have Python downloaded on your computer, you can run it here also. Now this was a ready-made code. What if I want to make my new program myself? So I can, make a new program also on my own. So I can make a file. Let's say I'm making a file called hello. I've made a file hello.py. Now I'm bringing this code from here to the online compiler, and I can run it here also. So this is my program I've written. I can run it. So it says, hello, welcome to Python, enter your name. So now I'm running it on online compiler. It's not on my PC, right? So it shows me original number and swapped numbers. So I'm explaining how did I write a Python code. So for writing a Python program, there are 2-3 important commands that one must understand. What are those commands? Print command is used to print anything on the screen. So print is the first function, basic function to print something on the screen. So whatever you want to print, you can say print in double quotes, you can print that. So for example, we have written print, hello, welcome to Python, then print, enter your name, and then input function is used to take input from the user. So we have taken in name, whatever name user would give on the screen, we will store it in name. Then we said enter your age, and whatever age user is giving, we would store it in the variable age. Now, if I would have not used int here, then what must have happened? The person's age would have been stored as a string. As a string means not as a number. But if I wish to check if the person is 18 years or old or not, and if I write, for example, I write, if age is greater than 18, then I want to print that you are eligible to give vote. But you are eligible to vote. But this 18 is stored as a string, not as a number. How would I compare it? So if I run this, so suppose I'm entering my name and it is asking my age, though it is giving me a runtime error. It says, you can't treat a string as an integer. So I can't check a string whether it is greater than 18 or not. So what I have to do is I have to convert it into int. because by default, all the inputs that are coming to the program are string. If you wish to take them in any other form, you have to use the typecasting function and convert them. So I have converted it into integer. So now I'm checking if it is greater than 18, then print. Now suppose I run this once again. It asks enter your name. Now if I enter my name as, let's say ABC, so I would just click here and type and enter your age. Now suppose I write 45. It says you are eligible to vote. Give me 2 numbers. So the program continues. I have given the numbers and then the swapped numbers are also getting printed. So you can print the original numbers and you can print the swapped numbers. Now tell me, is this making some sense? Language seen in Chinese can be converted by clicking here. You click here, page translation, translate to English, and say always translate pages from Chinese and then say done. So it will always be converted into English, right? So you click here and you can change the language where this is coming, page translated on your top bar. Else, if you are working on Chrome or any other editor, you can go to settings from here, browser settings, and then also you can change the language. Okay, just 5-10 minutes more. I want to show you one or two more things, and then we would tell you about the assessment and certification process. Now, suppose if you were to write the program to take 2 numbers in blocks, using blocks. So how would you write that program here? So you want to ask user to give you some input. So you would go to first look block and you would say that, give me 2 numbers, right? So you would want user to give you 2 numbers. So you would say, give me 2 numbers. And then you would want the numbers to come as input. So you would like to sense the input, right? Wherever the input would come, you would like to take the input from there. So you can use variables to take the input. For example, I can even say that, what is the first number? What is your first number? And then I wish to take that number in a variable. So I'll make a variable and I'll say make a variable and I'll name this variable as N1 and I'll say okay. And then I'll set variable N1 to answer. So whatever is the answer of first user's question that I want that answer to come in N1. Then I'll say, what is your second number? So suppose I say, what is your second number? And then I wish to take that N2. So I want to rename, make another variable. So I'll go to variable and I'll say, make a variable and I name it as N2. And I say, okay. And I store this one into N2. And then I want to say the value of N1 and N2. So I could go and say, and here I wish to show the value of N1 for 2 seconds. And I want to say N2 for 2 seconds. So I could then display them, the original value of N1 and N2, right? So I would select N2 and take it over here. So after this, we want to swap the value. So how would we swap the value? So we had written N1 comma N2 is equals to N2 comma N1. That was the simplest line of code here to swap 2 numbers, but we can't swap like them using Python. So using code blocks, because in code blocks, we don't have any block with the name comma. So how can we swap? We can take 3 variables. So for example, if I have a phone in this hand and a duster in this hand or a pen drive in this hand, then what I would do, I would keep first this phone to a temporary place. I will shift the pen drive to this place and then I'll bring back the phone here from temporary space. So I need a temporary place to swap the value of 2 variables if I'm doing using blocks. So I'll make a temporary variable and I'll say make a variable and I'll name it as temp. I'll say okay. Then I would say set temp to. So first what I want to do is I would say set temp to N1. So let temp be N1. And then we are saying set N1 to N2. So we would shift the value of N2 to N1. And then we would say let N2 be temp now. So with the help of a third variable, we will be able to do swapping. So we'll say let N2 be temp. And after that, I would again like to display the value of N1 and N2, the swapped values. So I'll duplicate these blocks and I would put them below. And I'll remove these last three because this I don't need. So this is my program to swap two numbers in code block. So you can compare and see how easy or how difficult it is to write using a code block or using a scripting language. So this is also a code for swapping two numbers. You say user give me two numbers, ask your first number, store that answer into variable N1, ask your second number, store that answer to N2, display the value of N1 and N2, then use a third variable temp, store first N1 there, then bring N2 to N1 and then bring temp to N2 and then display the change value. Now let's see how it goes. If I try to run this code, how it would run and whether it works correctly or not. Let us check that. So I'll run the flag. It says give me two numbers. So I'm entering the first number as 12 and entering the second number as 34. Then it is displaying 12 and 34 for 10 seconds here. If I can make it little bigger. Here. Okay, now here it will be much bigger. I'll run it once again. But before I run it, I want to do one thing. I want to show this. So I'll go back to the grid mode. I would like to say here, see the swapped values so that I know. So we would say that, say, these are your original values. These are your original values. Of values. And then here we want to say that these are your swapped values so that user know what kind of values are getting printed. So we are then dragging this one and we are saying these are your swapped values, right? So I'm writing these are your swapped values. And now let me just run the code. Says give me two numbers. So I'm taking it to full stage. So first number I'm entering as 21, let's say. Here you go. And then it says at what is your second number? Let's say 45. Says these are your original numbers. So 21 and 45. Now it says these are your swapped values. So what are swapped values? 45 and 21. So now the value of N1 and N2 have got exchanged. See on the screen also 25, 41. Initially it was 21, 45. So now you can do a comparison. What is the easy way for you? Whether you would like to prefer working with scripting languages or you would prefer to work with code blocks as you just now did. Both provides you the way to coding. It's up to us whether we are more comfortable with the scripting language or we are more comfortable with our code blocks, right? So I showed you this platform MBlock, which is an easy way to do coding either in scripting language like Python or a block-based language like using blocks as you were already doing from past 2-3 days. So you can use these blocks the way it is being used in Scratch, Make Code, Microbits or Tinker, right? So you want me to send the assessment link. Swati ma'am? Swati ma'am, are you here? Swati ma'am, are you
Yes,
here?
ma'am, I'm here. Please tell me.
Sushmita, they are asking the link for the assessment.
Assessment. Okay, I'll just share it with them.
So this is active for 24 hours, beta. You have to, ma'am is sharing the link. You have to take the assessment form in 24 hours. And after that, you will receive your certificate for Code India Code. Right? Ma'am has given just now the link. I am showing the form through my screen also. After completing, yes. So it has some details. It has 3-4 sections. So you complete all the sections, complete the form, and then you will get on your registered email ID or certificate. Sushmita, if you can also share the link of Summer Curiosity Camp and the code, then we can show them as well.
Yes, ma'am, I'll do that.
If you wish to learn more about coding, machine learning, and AI, then you can join the Summer Curiosity Camp. The camp will be held in during the summer break. There will be batches in April and there will be batches in May. Whatever batch suits you, you can join that batch. There will be 18 hours of classes where, other than coding and all, you would also learn 1 or 2 things more that I'm going to show you. Things like abacus, mandala art, like hobby-based things are also included in the summer camp. Plus, there will be a lot of AI, AR, VR, and coding. So it's an 18-hour course. This camp was free for you all. Those who have made to this camp, and they will get a special discount to Curiosity Camp, which is a paid one, not a free one. So once you write this promo code while registering for the course, you will get 20% discount on your Summer Curiosity Camp. Right? I'm putting the names of the tools that I have tried to show you using these 4 days. If you wish to add on, which one is the one that excited you the most and you would like to use it? Or if you all can mention 2 things that you learned new and you would like to, that excited you the most. If you can put about that in the chat window, what are the 2 things that you have learned over past 4 days and that excited you the most, and you learned really something new which you did not knew earlier? Please put that in the chat window. I'm going to give you this summer camp, show this summer camp link also. So this is the Summer Curiosity Camp. Here you have the everything about the course. This particular course is by Wissenaire IIT Bhubaneswar and Super Teacher Edu Reform. The course contents are different for different class group. Make sure you check for your own class group. Your own class group is grade 6 to 8. So you have in your course making multi-sensor apps through Thunkable, create personal assistant with AI. Then you have boost your creativity with mandala art, and how to become a video maker and a YouTuber. So these 4 topics would be covered in 18 hours for you all. And for grade 9 to 12 students, you have a creative and vibrant websites, create a smart AI model using NLP and computer vision. You would learn the art of creative writing and the entrepreneurship skills into the shoes of Elon Musk. So that's for grade 9 to 12. So the camp includes 3 months interactive live training by world-class trainers, structured and comprehensive curriculum. Homework and assignments will be given. You will be added to a Google Classroom. You will get your daily homework over there. You will get your projects. Upon submission, you will get certificates and certificates by IIT Bhubaneswar. You will have a welcome kit where you will get the notes, handouts, tasks, assignments, and all worksheets in soft copy. And you can register here. You can register either through your school or independent. For school registration, you have to register through teachers. But since you all have come to this camp, you can join as student And when it shows you the payment now button, you can actually put in your discount code, and there you would get some discount with the promo code. So for example, I'm just putting some random details just to show you. Then suppose you have here some phone numbers, then you put your school name, then you put your class, then you select your batch. So I'm just randomly doing it just to show you some data. So this is your registration number. Apply promo code if you have. So now ma'am has given you some promo code. The promo code is which is given by ma'am is CIC20, I think. So
Yes, ma'am.
you can enter that promo code here and say apply coupon. Now see, the cost was here 4,000. It is reduced here now by 20%. So you can see after you apply, then you can proceed by pressing the pay now button. So it's as simple as that. Thank you for sharing, children, what you like the most. Satvik liked microbit and merge cube, and some says M block. Some are saying M block was interesting. Thank you, Rajeshwari. Some children like AR/VR sessions. So that's great. So I want to end the session on a fun note, and I will show you one last fun activity. You can enjoy that and then you can leave. So you have that provision of, so you have that provision that you can, make your own doodle. So for example, this is the tool which I would just show. I'm putting in the chat window the tool. So this is the link. If you go to this link, you have this doodle making tool. You click on start. You make sure that your camera is off on Zoom before you start this, because this would use your camera. Click on next. Then you again click on next. Then you choose an emoji for yourself. So for example, these are the emojis which are given below. You can choose an emoji for yourself. It is not able to start my camera, so I'll just refresh it. Make sure your camera is not used by any other app, and you give permission to Scroobly to use your camera. This app takes little time, but is interesting. So I would just use it. So it says it's preparing camera. Now it is taking my camera. It would bring me in the picture, but if I don't want, I want only my doodle to be created. So I can let it load my picture, then I would show it up. Okay, now it has taken my picture. I can turn off my background. So just give it a minute to load. So I can turn off my background. So I don't want that, my background to be on. This is my doodle. I can record and do some actions. So whatever actions I would do, my doodle would do the same thing. So I can make my doodle to do whatever I want to do. So for example, if I stretch my hands up, my doodle is also doing hands up. If I want to stretch my hands and put it on my head, or if I want to move, so my doodle would move like me, and it will stop after 15 seconds. So this is my doodle. I can download it as a GIF, and I can, or if I want to download still image as a PNG, and I can run it. Random means, Siddharth, anything randomly. For example, I say 10 people are sitting in a room, select the random person. So it means go and pick anyone. Similarly, when we were seeing the choose the background to random, so if there are 20 background available, the program would take any random background. So this is my doodle would be exported. I made one doodle just now, so you can check that previous one also. So see, this is an old one. So you can check that your doodle would be made. So similarly, you can try making this. Doodle and have fun. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Do try this fun activity. I hope you enjoyed it. You can make your own doodle and try and download. And we wish to see you coming back in the summer camp, right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Sushmita, if you wish to give them for any further instruction, please feel free to do that. I am done from my side. Beta, you will get your certificates in 24 hours. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You have to submit your assignment within 24 hours. So tomorrow night, the form will be closed. It will not accept any other more responses. And also, after submitting, within 2 weeks, you'll receive your certificate on an email.
Thank you, Arya, for your feedback. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. See you during the camp. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.